Classic muscle or just a used car? We'll find out. This beautiful and highly original 1971 Pontiac GTO Judge is the earliest known VIN for a 71 Judge, and it's also one of the pilot cars. And what that means is that it was used to check the assembly process of some of the elements that went into that 71 GTO Judge program. Today it's got over 90,000 miles on it, which means at some point this very well could have been just somebody's used car.
It's one of those pilot cars. That alone makes it very unique. And it's a situation where I have to wonder if the original owner ever knew if it was a pilot car. Because my understanding, it was Pontiac did what they needed to do with it, and it was released to a dealer and inevitably sold to somebody who wanted the GTO. And I'm willing to bet that the original owner never really knew what he had. It wasn't until decades later that somebody researched it and research the history of that car.
And a cool history the car has indeed. You may recall that the original Judge concept was to sell a low-frills GTO to compete with other bare-bones muscle cars like the Plymouth Roadrunner. However, it's interesting to note that the Judge began to pick up extra equipment over the years, and by '71, you could get almost anything you wanted on the Judge. This one has lots of comfort options like power steering and power brakes, comfy bucket seats, a push-button radio with an 8-track player, and even wood-grain dash trim. The original dealer is actually listed as the Pontiac Motor Division Engineering Development Division on the original invoice. And when you couple that with the low VIN sequence and the early build date, and you have even more evidence about why this particular GTO is significant in Pontiac history. But this 1971 GTO Judge is not just cool because of the pilot car status. It's a fully stocked rockin' machine featuring all kinds of signature Pontiac goodies, starting with the 455 HO engine. The 455 got the round port ram air 4-cylinder heads to help it breathe through the aluminum intake manifold, resulting in 335 horsepower, but it also churned up 480 pound-feet of torque just as soon as you stab the throttle. And all that twist worked up the heavy-duty clutch and close ratio Muncie 4-speed transmission. But the Safe-T-Trac rear end did what it could to put that power to the pavement. And just because this car is a bit worn, it does not mean that it's not a good fit in the brothers' collection.
It fits into the collection because we have such a variety of cars here. By no means are all of them 100% restorations. Many of them are, but we have cars in the full range of condition, unrestored originals, survivors, all the way up to the 99.99 point restos where everything is perfect down to the date code on the hose clamp. But that GTO fits in particularly well because, yeah, we really like unrestored original cars, or mostly original. We love the patina, we love the way they drive, and sometimes it seems a shame to do much messing around with them because we like them just the way they are.
And I think we agree with Doug that this car is best just left alone. As they say, they're only original once, and the original Cardinal Red and Judge striping still look great today. 1971 saw the revised nose design on GTOs, and this one is made from the flexible Endura material. The rear wing adds to the speedy look, as do the color-keyed side sport mirrors. Honeycomb wheels and raised white letter tires complete that muscle car look.
One of the nice things about these unrestored cars is, as often as not, they run better than some of the restored cars. They haven't been monkeyed around with, they've just been maintained, and up to the point where they get worn out, as often as not, they shift better, steer better, stop better than some of these 100-point restorations. And so we do what we need to do to keep them running and very little else. Just try to preserve them.
This Pilot Judge is certainly not alone here in the Brothers collection. In fact, this place is full of used cars. But if you want to see more video on Pilots, go back through our channel and you'll find a feature we did on a Chevelle and also a Dodge Charger that were both Pilots. And while you're at the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode of Muscle Car of the Week.